If you are an overthinker, this is for you. Intellectualizing your emotions means that you're thinking in the past. And I thought on this for a while because I have experienced and lived my life as someone who does constantly overthink and overanalyze about everything under the sun. I've overthought about the fact that I overthought. And I have over-intellectualized my emotions to the point where sometimes I go down the thought train and I realize I am right where I started in that loop. And the rumination and the hypervigilance, I know, are survival mechanisms, but it even goes beyond that. It goes beyond that to a place of trying to make sense of my own reality, trying to make sense of my own existence, and trying to build what I think the world may be. Why I'm here, what I'm doing here, what this is, the experience of being human, what the universe is, what the world is, what everybody else is. But it's all of it. It's all of it. And not just that, but who is this person that I call self? Like, who am I? And Rene Descartes says, I think, therefore I am. Our thoughts bridge us into the human existence, I think. That brings me to what I wrote. Intellectualizing your emotions means you're thinking in the past. So what do I truly feel in the present? My mind isn't a map, it's a web of interconnected thoughts that span space and time. I wonder how many thoughts are new thoughts versus new connections between thoughts? Isn't that all perspective is? Just an expansion of the context once new information is introduced. Bridges built between concepts, once thought to be completely unrelated. The fallacy of intellectualization is that it's always 10 steps behind because our minds are constantly trying to translate that which simply cannot be put into words. Even now, I'm doing my best to pull into my awareness to feelings which I have known so intimately in my soul, things my brain has only shown me in images in my dreams. Tell me, what language does the soul speak? The universe from which we all started. How are we to possibly capture that divine essence when quantum mechanics have told us that we live in a universe in which our beginning and our end exist simultaneously in a never-ending spiral web? I marvel at the magnificence of it all, and somewhere deep inside me, I already know the answer my conscious mind will never be able to decode. And not because it doesn't have the capability to, but simply because it cannot be expressed in words. What we're all looking for is a feeling. One we don't understand, but we believe in so fiercely as it permeates through our entire being. It transcends mind, logic, and reality. How could we pull it down here with us in this dense place? All that we have are reflections and refractions, and maybe that's why they say the gods are ineffable. It's not a clear channel, but rather echoes given and received that have passed through an unimaginable amount of chambers across several planes, and across what we know as time and space. Now, what did that mean to me? Essentially, I was trying to free myself from the burden of making sense of things. And that when the time comes, I just have to trust that this feeling that will overtake me of, you can call it gut intuition, you can call it, a divine knowing, walking with God. The language does not matter. It is a feeling, it's a concept, something that cannot be described. So when I sit there and I mull over a choice, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? The thing is the feeling that I don't know what to do is simply in the past. It's more of an anticipatory feeling of what will I choose? Not what should I choose, but what will I choose? And when I do choose, what will change? To be or not to be? That is the question, but it's not the question. I think truly we thirst for the experience of being at a crossroads and making a choice. And we want it to feel absolute because we want this transformative feeling that should come with it. There's this one moment I was thinking about, and the choice had nothing to do with the actual thing and way more to do with the concept of how are you going to live the rest of your life. It had nothing to do with what I was actually grabbing. It could have been, do you want a peanut butter cookie or a chocolate chip? It didn't matter what the choice was. It mattered what the choice represented. But this one would have kept me stuck forever. And this one would free me. The reality of these situations says that this would probably be the more sensible option. But what you know to be true, beyond what your reality says, is that this one is far better. And you don't know why. You haven't been privy to that information yet, but it is a feeling. We try to pull words into our awareness to make decisions when if we are really relying on this higher power, we're not going to be relying on our words. The brain captures 11 million bits of information per second. The amount that we retain is 10 to 50 bits of that. And when I say retain, I mean retain consciously, because all that information just gets backlogged, filed into our subconscious mind. We are just like insane supercomputers of the mind, and we can see the patterns way before we know why. It's that feeling when you meet someone and you just don't know why, but you know they're going to be important. Or conversely, you meet someone and you think to yourself, I don't know why, but this person is bad news. And you have no real data to really pull from. It's just, I have a feeling. And we usually take that as being less than something logical and data-driven. Data is just the language that we give this nonsensical information to people through as a vehicle for those who cannot quite trust this great grand feeling. As a tarot reader, one thing that I had to get comfortable with is to not rely on logic. And I often ask the person who is getting a reading from me to not give me any information. I'm grabbing from the feelings. And it could be micro expressions that my mind is picking up on and I have no idea. But that, again, it doesn't matter. There's something that just transcends beyond words. Even when we listen to songs, sometimes it's not even about the lyrics in the song. It's about the overall atmosphere. It's about a mood. It's a feeling. You listen to happy songs and you get sad and you cry. It has nothing to do with the actual content of the song, but more how it moves you. And again, it is very difficult to articulate something that really isn't able to be articulated. We stress ourselves out a lot by trying to. Truly, what is the harm in believing that once the moment comes, that everything will be all right? That there really is no benefit to thinking and overthinking again, because your brain already has all this information. You are the one that is now just catching up.